So here's something that might surprise you. In the United States, if you accept a job offer without negotiating the salary, the hiring manager might actually think less of you.
Wait, what? That's the opposite of what I'd expect. In my home country, if you try to negotiate, people think you're being greedy or ungrateful.
Exactly. And that's why we need to talk about this today. Welcome to Speak Like a Native. I'm Maya.
And I'm Leo. And I have to say, Maya, when I first moved to the US for work, I made this exact mistake. I got a job offer, I was so excited, and I just said yes immediately. I thought I was being polite.
And what happened?
Later, I found out that the person who started the same job on the same team negotiated and got $12,000 more per year.
$12,000. And here's the thing, Leo. Your story is incredibly common. In the United States, negotiation is not just accepted in the workplace, it's expected. And today we're going to break down exactly why, and more importantly, the exact language you can use to negotiate naturally and professionally.
I wish I had this episode before I took that first job.
Well, now you can help our listeners avoid making the same mistake. So let's start with the cultural background. Why do Americans expect you to negotiate?
Honestly, it still feels strange to me. When I receive an offer, my first instinct is to say thank you and accept it.
And that instinct makes perfect sense if you come from a culture where the employer holds all the power and you're supposed to be grateful for any offer you receive. But in the US, the dynamic is different. Here, a job offer is seen as the beginning of a conversation, not the end of one.
So it's like a starting point?
Exactly. Think of it this way. The company makes you an offer expecting you to come back with something. It's like they're saying, here's what we're thinking. What do you think? And if you just say yes without any questions, they might think, this person doesn't know their value. They might not have experience negotiating.
That's wild. So by being polite, I actually looked less professional.
In many cases, yes. Now let's talk about the 3 most important phrases you need for salary negotiation. The first one is market rate.
Market rate. Okay, I've heard this before, but I'm not sure I use it correctly.
Market rate simply means the typical salary for a specific job in a specific location. Let me give you an example. If you're a software engineer in San Francisco, the market rate might be higher than the same job in a smaller city.
So it's like the average going price.
Exactly. And here's how you use it in a sentence. Let's say you receive an offer for $65,000. You've done some research, and you know the market rate for this position in your city is closer to $73,000. You can say, "Thank you for the offer. I'm very excited about this role. However, based on my research of the market rate for this position, I was hoping for something closer to $73,000.
Okay, I like that. You're not demanding, you're presenting information.
You got it. You're making a case based on data, not emotion. That sounds very professional.
What's the second phrase?
The second key phrase is counter offer.
Counter offer. That's when you respond to their offer with your own number.
Perfect. A counter offer is your response to the initial offer. And you should always have a number ready. Never go into a negotiation without a specific number in mind.
So what do I say? I counter offer at $73,000.
Close, but that sounds a little direct. Try this. I'd like to make a counter offer. Based on my experience in the market rate, I'm looking for $73,000.
I'd like to make a counter offer. Based on my experience in the market rate, I'm looking for $73,000. That feels smoother, more natural.
It also gives them room to respond. And here's something important. When you make a counter offer, you should always be prepared for them to say yes or no, or to come back with a different number.
What if they say no?
That happens sometimes. And that's okay, but you want to make sure you're negotiating the whole picture, not just the base salary. And that brings us to the third key phrase.
Let me guess. Total compensation?
Yes, total compensation. So many people only focus on the base salary, but total compensation includes everything. Base salary, bonuses, stock options, vacation days, health insurance, retirement contributions, even professional development funds.
Oh, wow. So when I said I got $12,000 less, that might have been even more if I'd considered the whole package.
Exactly. So when you're negotiating, you can say, I appreciate the offer. Could we discuss the total compensation package? I'd like to understand the full picture before making a decision.
That's a very professional way to ask for more information without sounding greedy.
Exactly, and that's the key to successful negotiation in American culture. You're not asking for a favor, you're having a business conversation, you are a professional, and you are advocating for your value.
Okay, but Maya, I know our listeners might be thinking the same thing I am right now. What if they withdraw the offer because I'm asking for too much?
This is the most common fear, and here's the truth. In the US, it is very rare for a company to withdraw an offer just because you tried to negotiate. They might say no to your counteroffer, but they will almost never take the offer away.
Even if I ask for a lot more?
Even then, as long as you're respectful and professional, the worst that usually happens is they say, we understand your position, but this is our best offer, and then you can decide if you want to accept or not.
Okay, that makes me feel better.
Now let's practice a real scenario together. Imagine you just received a job offer for $55,000. You've done your research and you know the market rate is around $62,000. Leo, how would you start the conversation?
All right, let me try. Thank you for the offer. I'm very excited about this position, and I'm confident I can contribute a lot to the team. However, based on my research of the market rate, I was hoping for something closer to $62,000.
That is excellent. You sounded confident and professional. One small adjustment, though, instead of saying I was hoping for something closer to $62,000, you could try, I was hoping we could explore a number closer to 62,000.
Oh, explore a number. That's softer, more collaborative.
Exactly. You're inviting them to work with you, not demanding something from them. And let me also give you a phrase for when they can't meet your number. You can say, I understand. Is there flexibility in other areas of the total compensation package we could discuss?
Is there flexibility in other areas of the total compensation package? That covers bonuses, vacation time, maybe a signing bonus?
Exactly. And this is where many non native speakers lose opportunities. They focus only on salary, but in the US, a good total compensation package can include things like a performance bonus, extra vacation days, a professional development budget, or even flexible working hours.
I never would have thought to ask about those things.
Most people don't, which is why knowing the language gives you an advantage.
Now, Maya, I want to ask about something I've struggled with personally. How do I say no to an offer without burning bridges?
Great question. Let's say you decide the offer isn't right for you. You can say, I really appreciate your time and the offer. After careful consideration, I don't think this is the right fit for me at this time. I hope we can stay in touch for future opportunities.
After careful consideration, I don't think this is the right fit for me at this time. That is so much better than what I used to say, which was, sorry, I cannot take this job.
Yeah, that sounds a little like you don't want to be there. The phrase not the right fit is very common in American professional culture. It's neutral and respectful.
I have another question. What about non-native speaker mistakes I should watch out for?
Good point. Let's talk about some common mistakes. First, many Chinese speakers use I want directly. For example, I want more salary. In American negotiation, that sounds too direct and a little demanding.
So instead, I could say, I'd like to discuss the salary.
Perfect. Much softer. For Spanish speakers, a common mistake is using I need more money. In US culture, that can sound desperate. Instead, say, I'm looking for a compensation package that reflects my experience.
I'm looking for. That's a great alternative.
For Arabic speakers, it's common to be very polite and indirect. For example, if you please, maybe you can increase. That can sound too uncertain. A more confident approach would be, could we discuss the possibility of a higher base salary?
Could we discuss the possibility? That's direct enough, but still polite.
Exactly. And for all learners, the most important thing is to practice these phrases out loud before you actually have the conversation.
That's such good advice. It's like rehearsing for a performance.
It is. And here's a tip. Record yourself saying these phrases. Listen to how you sound. Do you sound confident? Do you sound professional? If not, practice until you do.
So let's do a full practice round. Maya, you be the hiring manager and I'll practice the whole conversation.
Perfect. Let's do it. Hello, Leo. Thank you so much for coming in. We were really impressed with your interview, and we'd like to offer you the position. The starting salary is $55,000.
Thank you so much, Maya. I'm very excited about this opportunity and I'm confident I can bring a lot of value to your team. I've done some research on the market rate for this position, and I was hoping we could explore a number closer to $62,000.
I see. 62,000 is a bit above our budget for this role. We could go to 58,000.
I understand. Thank you for that. Is there any flexibility in the total compensation package we could discuss? Perhaps a signing bonus or additional vacation days?
That's a great question. We do offer a performance bonus of up to 10% and 3 weeks of vacation.
That sounds good. Let me take some time to review the full package. Can I get back to you by the end of the week?
Absolutely. Take your time.
How did I do?
Leo, that was fantastic. You sounded like a seasoned professional. You used market rate, you made a counter offer, you asked about total compensation, and you gave yourself time to think.
It felt natural. I didn't feel like I was being too aggressive.
That's the sweet spot. Confident, collaborative, professional. And now here's the single most important takeaway from today's episode. If you remember nothing else, remember this. In the United States, negotiation is not rude, it is expected. When you negotiate, you show that you understand your value and you respect the company enough to have an honest conversation.
Negotiation is not rude, it's expected. I'm writing that down.
If you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe to Speak Like a Native and hit that bell so you never miss a lesson. We release a new episode every single day.
And we'd love to hear from you. In the comments, try using one of today's phrases. Use market rate, counter offer, or total compensation in a sentence.
We'll pick some of our favorites and share them in a future episode. Thanks for listening, everyone. This is Maya.
And this is Leo. Keep practicing, and we'll see you next time.
Speak like a native.